In this video, I'll be showing how to register a teacher. In order to register a teacher, you must first register as an employee at the school at which you have to register as a teacher. To register as an employee, you select employee registration, and then you select the business organization type, which is a school. And then you select the school at which you want to register as a teacher. In this case, is Ulasbach Test School. And then there is a list of employee positions. Because you are registering as an employee, you select an employee. And then you fill the form. On the form, there are optional and non-optional fields. The non-optional fields is the telephone number. The email is optional, but for a teacher who registers as an employee, is very useful so that when he marks the register must be sent to that email address. So registering as a teacher, you have to fill in your email address. And then from there, you set your password and username. After filling the form, you click submit to register. And then it shows that partial employee registration successful. And then in order to be fully registered, you go to the school principal who has to accept you as an employee. And then after accepting you as an employee, you'll be able to use the services that are for teachers on Tradegate. After being accepted by the school principal, you can then log in to access the services that are for teachers on Tradegate. Having registered as an employee, that is the list that you'll get as an employee at Ulasbach. After getting registered as an employee, then you have to go to the drop-down menu and select Register Teacher. And then if you are a teacher who manages a grade, you select Register as a class teacher. And then if you are a subject head, you select Register as a subject head. And then if you are just a teacher who teaches at the school, then you select Register Subject Teacher. In this case, I will select Register Class Teacher, who will be managing a grade. And then I will select the school and the grade from the list that will be displayed. In this case, the only grade registered at Ulasbach Test School is grade 0. Then I select grade 0, and then there will be a self-filled form which I have to submit to finish the registration. After registration, it shows partial employee registration successful. The school principal has to accept me once again as a grade teacher. After being accepted as a grade teacher, I can come to the drop-down menu, and then I select Change Business menu to see the accounts that I have on Tradegate. And then it shows that I have 2 accounts. One account is for me as an employee, and the other account is for me as a class teacher for grade 0. And then I select
title, class teacher.
And then it shows me a menu for grade teachers. As a grade teacher, I can be able to check grade teachers who are teaching in the grade, register public, who are people who are using Tradegate, check students who are registered, accept students who will be in the grade, select subjects that are being taught in the grade, accept the teachers that are registered to teach in the grade. In this case, grade 0. So let me register as a teacher who will be teaching in a subject in grade 0. Once again, I go to the drop-down menu. On the drop-down menu, I select register teacher. After selecting register teacher, I select register subject teacher. And then it shows me that the subject that is being registered at the school is maths. That is the only subject. Then I select the subject. And then there's a form that is self-filled. And then I select submit. And then I get a message there that says, there is no subject head registered at the school. Please contact school administrator for further details. That means the school has not registered a subject head for maths. So in this case, let me register as a subject head for maths. And then I go to the drop-down menu. I select register subject teacher head. Then it gives me the list, shows me that the subject is maths. I select maths. There's a self-filled form. It shows there that the title is teacher subject head. And then I select submit. Shows that I'm a partially registered employee, which was successful. So to continue, I must, to be able to use the facilities of a subject head, I must be accepted again by the principal as the subject head at the school. Once accepted as the subject head for maths at the school, when I go to the drop-down menu and select change business menu, I can see that now I have 3 accounts, of which the last one is for the subject head. Then I select that account.
Title, teacher, subject head.
Then we see that here we can check students, we can check subject teachers. For maths in this case, we can register the public, register contact. But the subject head is not a teacher, and I have to register as a teacher so that I can be able to mark registers. To register as a teacher, I once again go to the drop-down menu, select register teacher, and then I select register subject teacher. And then after selecting register subject teacher, I select and then I submit the form. And then it says that you are already registered to teach the subject at the school. Contact the class teacher to accept you as a subject teacher in the grade. Then I have to go to the class teacher to accept me as a subject teacher in the grade. In this case, I'm still the class teacher, so I go to the drop-down menu again, change business menu, and then I select the class teacher account. In this case, is this one.
Title, class
After
teacher.
selecting the class teacher account, I go and say the class teacher must accept me as a grade teacher. And then when the class teacher selects accept grade teacher, there's a message that says there are no teachers registered to teach the subject in the grade. Please make sure that the grade subjects are registered before you continue. Then let's check if there are any grade subjects that are registered. We select, then say select subject for grade 0. In this case is maths. I select maths and then log in to continue. And then I log in.
US Back Test School.
I go to the drop-down menu again so that I can be able to be accepted as a teacher. I go to the class teacher account.
Title, class teacher.
And then I select accept grade teacher. And then now there I am. It means I've been accepted as a teacher in the grade. And I select accept grade teacher. Then I have to select the grade class, like grade 0A, grade 0B, grade 0C. In this case, 0 is like A, 1 is like B, 2 is like C. So I select grade 0, 0. And then it says teacher accepted successfully. And then when I go to the drop down menu, I select change business menu. I can see that now I have 4 accounts. The last one is for the teacher. And then I select the one for the teacher.
Title, grade 0 maths teacher.
It shows that I'm a teacher in grade 0. And then in the teacher menu, I can check students, I can register public, accept students for the subject. And then it also has a functionality for marking the register offline and many other things. Let me check student for, in case I see this says no student registered. So let me register a student. To register a student, you go to the drop down menu, you select register student, and then you select the school from the list. In this case, there's only one school, which is Ulasbach. I select the school, and then it says enter the guardian details, and then I have to enter all the details of the guardian for the student. After having entered the details for the guardian, the important thing to enter is the email address for the guardian and the telephone number for the guardian, because that is where the guardian will get notifications about the student's attendance progress and many other things that will come up with time. And then you can select the relationship that the guardian has with the student, of which there are many relationships. The relationship can be a parent, a father, a sister, a brother, a relative, a teacher, a lecturer, etc. For in this case, we'll select a parent, a mother. And then after entering the details of the guardian, we select submit. And then we select the grade that the student is in. In this case, I'm a grade 0 math teacher. I select grade 0. And then you can register a student for any grade. Anyone who has the app, TrackGate, can register a student from anywhere at any time. And then it says we must enter the details of the student, in which case we must enter the name of the student, and the telephone number is self-entered there. Let's say the student's name is Poppy, and the surname is Huls. And then after entering the details, there's no need to enter the password and the username for the student. The student can enter them when he registers. And then after that, we register the student. It says confirmation password must match with the password. Let's see what we have here. Okay, there the student is registered successfully. And then after registering the student,
USBAC test school.
the grade teacher must accept the student in the grade. To accept the student, we must go to the grade teacher menu account.
Title,
This
class
is
teacher.
the grade teacher menu. In this case, is the class teacher is the one who has to accept the student first, and then he accepts the student. Student name is there, and then selects the name to accept. Student accepted successfully. Once the student is accepted, we can go to the drop down menu and accept the student in the class.
Title, grade 0 maths teacher.
And then here we can accept the student for the subject maths by the teacher who is being accepted to teach the subject maths in the grade by the grade teacher. And then we select the student, and then the student here, student's name appears, Poppy Halls. Accept the student. After accepting the student, then that can be able to mark the register, because there are students in the class. Before marking the register, we must register the grade subject period, which is the time at which the period starts. And then for demonstration purposes, our time now is 11:22. We'll just say the period starts as at 11:22. And then let's say it ends at 11:23. This is for demonstration purposes, so that you must not wait for the whole day until the end period time comes. Then we submit. After submitting, then we know that we have a grade period. Then we can mark the register. To mark a register, you select mark register from the menu, and it will show you the period there. You select the period, and then it will show you a list of students who have registered. To mark the register, if the student is present, you check the student. If the student is not present, you uncheck the student. Then from there, you submit the register. Then it shows that the register is marked, and then you go back, and then to get the class register completed and digitally made and sent to your email, you go to check attendance. After the grade period time has expired, and then the attendance register will be made, and then it will be sent to your email address. Then you can go to your email and get the class register from there. In my email account, I can see that an email has come from Ulasbach Test School, grade 0 maths class register. And then to see the register, I can click here, and then the register will be displayed as a PDF. There is the class register. It shows that Halls was present on a Monday of the second week of the month of May. So this is the basic functionality of how to register as a teacher, and the main functionalities that a teacher can use TrackGate for. In the next video, we will show how to get a class registers for a period of time, for an example, for the whole term.